video is brought to you by Letsynthesize Academy, the #1 place for practice-oriented courses for serious music producers.
Hey, there, Larson here. Welcome to the newest Synthesize Sunday episode. Today I want to show you how I like to layer drum and bass synths, drum and bass basses, and even how to use reverb with frequency shifter very effectively for very cool sound, something like this. Like always, you can download this whole thing from my Patreon below, and if you want to dig deeper into production, check my academy for very cool noise style, drum and bass courses, tear-out dubstep courses, lots of cool stuff. And now let's jump into it. Alright, so once again, here is the clip. And the basses, or in other words, the instruments only. What I want to talk about today is how I layered up these sounds. First, here is the main bass. And for nice stereo image, I added a distorted noise. This is very simple, by the way. A sine, a noise, and crunch together using a hard shaper inside operator's filter, and of course some EQing to get rid of the lows and the highs a little. So the main bass is built up by two basses, a massive bass with the Serum FX and the Saturn, that sounds like this, and the Neuro glitch from my sample pack that I gave out for free. You can check it here, that sounds like this. Anyway, all together. So I resampled that and used them up in little chops. Alright, so I thought this is really cool, but I wanted to add extra layers to make them very unique and not like boring only bass shots. So first I wanted to add a synth. So I took a sound from my very old sample pack, a techno sample pack actually, and added these layers. That was a synth from Anna too, actually, with some Saturn echo and stuff like that. It's not that important, you can recreate this sound in any synth basically. And all together with the basses, and I was like, okay, let's add some variations. I basically just stretch this sound using complex warping mode, and holding shift and just stretch it. So this is what I did to it. And I also added another layer, a reversed one, and cranked up to by 1 octave, I guess, or more than 1 octave. Anyway. So I really like this sound, but here comes the problem. When I make these layers, I always want to have a so-called character layer. This is how I call it, this is how I name it. You know, that really separates the sound and had a very unique kind of thing to it. So this is why I added the so-called whistle sample. And altogether this sound is. And actually this was a sound that comes from operator, a very basic sound. So what it is basically just a sine wave with a noise modulated by another sine wave, crunched together using the soft shaper and the filter drive, a reverb, that is a very important ingredient here, a saturator, some extra process on the bands, and OTT, glue compressor. So basically with very heavy, very heavy compressing, we brought up the reverb from this sound that really creates that tail, that extra effect that I wanted to use up. So without the reverb, but with the reverb, so I resampled this screechy kind of thing and used them up here. Also, I transposed them down. Altogether, they sound really well, I think. but I missed something. So I thought, okay, let's try something with this whistle layer. What I did is I added the reverb and the frequency shifter with an OTT. So basically I'm compressing the reverb to have a very thick tail to it. And I'm playing with the frequency shifter. As you can see, the macro knob modulation looks like this, and I'm moving the reverb driver, the OTT amount, and the frequency shifter just a tiny bit. So as I'm releasing the reverb tail, I'm detuning it at the same time. So let me show it to you. Without the reverb, it's nothing really. With the reverb but without the frequency shifter, it can be cool, but I thought with the frequency shifter it is a lot more exciting. And of course, without the OTT, it's very, very weak. Haha, it's funny how weak it is. Anyway, so I think this is a really nice technique, it's a really nice idea to implement into your stuff, to add different variations to your layered basses or layered synths, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter. What really matters is your ideas and the techniques that you can implement into your ideas. Okay, so as you can see, there is a lot more you can do with these techniques. So right now, let's jump into your stuff and show me what you did under the comments. And like always, don't forget that you can download this project from my Patreon below and check my academy if you want to dig deeper into production. I was Larson. See you guys next time. Peace!